Welcome to the Warlord Strategist. Commander, last time, you learned how to turn rivers and marshes into weapons. Today, we stand at the gates of fate for Chokepoint. Learn how mountain passes, city gates, and narrow valleys let a few heroes defy entire armies. Ready to hold the line? Subscribe, like, and let's defend every inch together. Throughout history, narrow passes and gateways have turned the tide of empires, letting a handful of warriors defy the flood of armies. Where the land narrows, courage and cunning multiply. Here, numbers mean little, and every stone becomes a fortress. Chokepoints are more than terrain features. They are trials of will, intelligence, and resolve. A chokepoint is any place where the earth pinches mountain passes, narrow canyons, bridges, or city gates. These bottlenecks force armies to march single file, stripping them of their numbers and momentum. A vast horde becomes a trickle, easy prey for defenders, and the perfect ground for the bold. When are chokepoints suitable for battle? Chokepoints are a commander's best friend when you're outnumbered but not outwitted. If you need to hold off a larger force, delay an enemy, or give your side time to regroup, fight in the pass. Tight ground blocks cavalry, blunts arrows, and turns every inch into a contest of grit. Anchor your flanks on solid rock or walls. No encirclement, no surprise attacks. Here, every sword stroke matters. If you can pick your ground and force the enemy to attack in small waves, you multiply your power. When are chokepoints not suitable for battle? But beware, Commander. Chokepoints are dangerous if your own army needs speed, mobility, or space to maneuver. If you lack discipline, or your enemy has siege weapons, flames, or a way to bypass your position, you risk being surrounded or outflanked. If betrayal or hidden paths exist, your stronghold can quickly become a trap. And never forget, if you get trapped yourself, there's no escape. Every mistake is fatal in narrow ground. How to fight in chokepoints. To master the chokepoint, turn the terrain into your deadliest ally. Build barricades, dig pits, and set traps to slow and sap the enemy's strength. Place archers and missile troops on the heights to rain down death on those below. Let the enemy enter in small numbers, then cut them down, wave by wave. Fight with patience. Use discipline, and let exhaustion and fear finish the work that your sword begins. What to avoid in chokepoint warfare? Never leave your flanks exposed. Secure both sides with stone, wall, or water. Don't chase the enemy out into open ground. Hold your position until victory is certain. Never let discipline break or your line waver. Panic spreads faster in tight spaces. And never forget to scout for hidden paths or routes around your position. Betrayal has ended more defenders than the sword ever could. Let me show you a stand that echoed through eternity, the Battle of Thermopylae. In 480 BC, at the hot gates of Greece, a force of just 7,000 Greeks, including the legendary 300 Spartans, faced a Persian horde, nearly 100,000 strong, under King Xerxes. The Greeks chose their ground well, a narrow mountain pass, flanked by cliffs and the sea, so tight that only a few Persians could attack at once. For days, the Persians hurled their might against the wall of shields. Spartan discipline, Greek resolve, and the unforgiving terrain made every Persian advance a massacre. The pass neutralized numbers, turning thousands of warriors into little more than targets for Greek spears. The battle raged until betrayal revealed a hidden path around the pass, allowing the Persians to flank and overwhelm the defenders. Yet, the lesson endured. The power of terrain, courage, and tactical genius can hold back the tide of empires, if only for a time. Remember this, Commander. In the narrow places, numbers mean nothing if your mind and will are strong. Choose your ground, fortify your position, and let the land itself join your side. You now know how a handful of warriors with the right ground can halt a flood of foes. If you want the next battlefield advantage, subscribe, like, and leave your questions below. In the next campaign, we charge onto the open plains where speed, maneuver, and boldness decide who becomes legend. Stay sharp, Commander. On the plains, every mistake is seen, and every victory is earned. Onward.